Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Black. I'm your host, ThePikaWu. In the last episode, we kind of, went and caught Virizion, got trolled the hell out of, and, all that other happy crap. So what we're going to be doing is heading towards, Black City today, which means we're going to be heading, on a route to, get to the area where we need to get to so that we can start doing post-game shit, which is apparently not this route, and I could have swore we actually did all this stuff before, but apparently we didn't. Maybe I said, hey, we're just gonna come back and do this later, but the second we get to Route 16, we see a lot of heavy rain, which can only mean one thing: Tornadus is here. So that's what we're going to be doing today, at least for the very first minute and a half or so of this video. Of course, this trainer had to catch me before I could hit the grass, so I kind of got, forced into a battle, which is fun, because now I can just push this Drover shit in. For anyone who's never played this game before, know this area specifically is not a part of the host game, it's part of the main game. You're able to get to this area, but you're not allowed to get past this area. And what I mean by that is there is a forest and stuff like that, but there's a little entryway at the far east of this route, and it takes you to a post-game area. So anyways, Tornadus, and here's the strategy for catching this thing. Astro Ball, go, because it's a roamer. We have no way of really trapping it, and the rest of the legendaries in this game that we can get are catchable easily enough with Ultra Balls, Dust Balls, maybe even a Quick Ball. So there's really no point in holding on to an Astro Ball anymore, and time to just get one piece of painful crap out of the way. That would be Tornadus. Don't really care about nature because I don't intend on using it, of course. I have no way of transferring it up either after I'm done with this Let's Play, so it doesn't really matter. Whatever. Anyways, we got a whole bunch of other trainers that we apparently have to take care of, because guess what? We didn't do this before. And again, I thought we did, but apparently we didn't, so that's kind of a thing. And of course, whatever. I can use whatever the hell I want. I'm sure that anyone who's never played this game before saw that I battled that one trainer, and he's like, well, what the fuck, it's post game when he has a level 22 Pokemon or whatever. It's like, yeah, this is not the post game. You'll see post game levels whenever we get around to it, which should be in the next, I don't know, I want to say 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. But yeah. So recently I've been thinking of things that I can do for my channel, partly because apparently my friends have all been conspiring behind my back with my mother to try and help me get a capture card, so that might happen in the next year. So I've been trying to think about things that I want to kind of do for my channel as well as for Twitch, because once I do have a capture card, as long as my computer's still stable enough to actually do live streaming, I will probably also start doing Twitch as well, which is kind of hilarious considering Google just recently bought them out, or at least the YouTube department of Google bought them out. So I kind of want to start doing that as well. Things that I've been considering are Mario Kart 7, because there's no Mario Kart 8 for the 3DS. I recently started watching, I didn't just recently start watching it. Not my friend either. One of the people that I follow over on Twitch was playing Bravely Default. I played the demo and I didn't quite understand a lot of it, because I don't really play many games like that exactly. The closest thing I think I've played to something like that in the past, I don't know, 4 or 5 years was Fire Emblem Awakening, and I just had a hard time getting it, but watching him play it on hard mode and just doing it easy as hell, I feel like the demo was kind of lacking in something that made things a little more difficult for people who've never played the game or anything like that before. So I'm gonna interrupt myself for a second here and mention something. The trailer home, the trailer home that we just went into and shit, that is where you're gonna need to bring one of the crown beasts. Just kind of throwing that out there. If you happen to have a way of trading one from one game to another style, like infrared or whatever, one that has not been used, I do recommend doing so and then bringing it here, and you will get a very nice surprise from it. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. I recently watched eCast play, you know, Bravely Default, and I'm like, well, this is kind of cool. I like the dialogue, all that other happy crap, you know. And so it's something that I kind of wanted to pick up. I don't know if it's something that I ever want to let's play. I don't know exactly how long the game actually is, of course. So I mean, I don't know. I actually kind of am still debating on whether or not I want to actually do Fire Emblem Awakening in the future, because the cool thing about that game is you can have multiple save files. Of course, you know, you have to erase one of the save files that has a waifu on it, because that's kind of a thing in that game, waifus. So, I mean, yeah, that's something that I might do later on as well. Of course, Smash Brothers is going to be a thing that's coming out later this month, if I'm not mistaken. No, I think it's like sometime anywhere between next month and like September or something like that. I don't really remember. Something else is coming out this month that I was considering, but I don't remember what. There's also obviously another movie off of Sapphire whenever that comes out. Of course, there are a few other games that I want to do without spoiling them, of course, because it would be a lot more fun to surprise people with what I decide to do. And there's obviously no set order as to when I'm going to actually do things in. So, I mean, like, if you hear me say any of these games in this episode, then it doesn't mean that I'm necessarily going to either do Let's Plays on them or do Let's Plays on them in the exact order that I mentioned them in. It's just something that I've considered to do later down the line. I'm still trying to think of other games and stuff that I can play, whether it be with, you know, multiple people, aka via Twitch, or you know, things like that, as well as the fact that I would also be doing a lot more Wi-Fi battles. I honestly don't like do any actual Wi-Fi battles with my game at the moment, just because I don't like the idea of doing that without having a reason. And part of the reason, like, okay, I would do it if my reason was uploading them to YouTube. Problem is, I can't upload them without being like, oh hey, let's just hold my camera up to my DS and record it that way. And that's kind of just boring. I mean, I'm sure that anyone can agree on that. That would just be boring, it would be ugly, and truthfully, to me personally, it would feel completely unprofessional. But yeah. I kind of want to interrupt myself again about this whole game talk. This is what is known as the Marvelous Bridge. You do want to come here. This is one place that you can go to easily EV train Pokemon, as well as level something up to 100. I did this in my white. I had a Zekrom that I was leveling up. So I leveled that up to 100 by doing things here. You get the 3 orbs for Dialga, Palkia, and Giratina here, as you just saw, as well as the fact that there are the little shadows that appear. Those shadows contain the EV wings. They also carry Swano, which is the evolved form of Ducklet, which you can find on the bridge outside of Driftvale. So that's kind of a thing. There's also a little Ghost Girl story here, but you can only do that at night, if I remember correctly. I'm not entirely sure, but it happens like right in this area. Like, he'll be standing there and then there will be like a girl there, and then all of a sudden when you approach her, she'll disappear, and he'll be like, well, wasn't there a girl here? Or something like that. So I mean, it's kind of a cool little, you know. Anyways, so I was actually about right, about 4 or so minutes until we found out post-game levels. Obviously we are now in a post-game area, so post-game trainers and post-game levels, as you can plainly tell. Level 65. Literally, this is kind of what you're going to get hit with the second you go into any post-game area, is anything in the level 60s. As I said in the last episode, you want to level up, and you want to level up fast, because if you're going into the post-game area with level 50 or so Pokemon, you are not going to last very long. You will probably win 1 or 2 trainer battles, but you will not be able to get through a huge area and be able to go unscathed. It's just impossible. Not only will they probably outspeed you, but they'll also be able to do massive amounts of damage due to the fact that that's a level advantage. So I mean, I do recommend leveling up before you go into any of the post-game areas. They really step up their game when it comes to the post-game. Not to mention that in this game you actually have a second run through the Elite Four. I'm sure you've already guessed this because of the fact that we technically have not become champion and we have not defeated the champion. So technically, you know, that's kind of a thing. So basically, you just want to make sure you've got your levels in order here, because if you don't, it's just going to be a very painful time for you. So I mean, I guess it's completely up to you if you really want to, but I mean, I recommend doing it. So, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. But whatever. Anyways, back to like other video games that I've been considering picking up and whatnot. There's a lot of games that I really do want to pick up right now. If any of you guys came from like the Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, which I know a good chunk of you probably did, on my Yu-Gi-Oh channel I'll probably be doing a binder video in the next week sometime. And I have some stuff that I can probably offer up for things like what's it called, Bravely Default, some other games that are already out. I'm also going to be looking for Smash Brothers when that comes out. So I mean, that's all just things that'll happen. As you can probably see on, you know, the actual screen, I have my other YouTube channel, or no, I have my YouTube channel, my Twitter, and all that. The Twitter name is also the same name for my Yu-Gi-Oh channel, if you didn't already know. And if you play Yu-Gi-Oh and you want Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, you're going to be sure to check there whenever I decide to actually upload a binder video, because it might help us, you know, help each other, I guess, one of those type of things. But yeah. I mean, like, I recently played the demo for Conception 2, which is kind of a really cool game. It gives me a feel similar to Shin Megami Tensei, I guess if you don't really know what that is. Think of Devil Survivor, or Persona, either of the two. That's basically what it reminds me of. For anyone who hasn't played them, I do recommend you play some of those games. They're really good. For those of you who do know, you run around, you have kind of like a little party that follows you around as well. You can walk up to like monsters or whatever, which initiates a battle. Then you kill them, stuff like that. It should probably sound familiar from just that, at least from the Persona like aspect of it, because I've played Persona 3. I haven't beaten Persona 3 per se, but I have played it enough to kind of understand that it feels very similar to it. There was another game that it reminded me of, but I don't really remember what. But it was really cool. It's really good. Kind of lewd, if you want to get to that point, because the name of the game is called Conception, and in the demo, you're allowed to pick like a female character to partner up with, and I forget how they make it, like how they word it, but like you can create some kind of like child character and add that character to your party or whatever, and that character, like there's a whole bunch of children that follow you around as well, and they battle with you. So like it's kind of weird. And I think that they also, like during the cutscenes, you can hear like very weird things, quote unquote. For anyone who's obviously underage, I don't want to kind of like ruin their innocent little minds. But yeah, it's despite all that, it's actually like the way you play through it and whatnot is actually pretty cool. I don't even know where the demo ends. I basically was trying to reach the end, but it just seemed like it was the full game. Like I could just play through, like okay, I can just kill all these monsters and do all this other crap. But yeah, it's still a good game. Something I might cover at some point is one of the free games that we got for the 3DS a while back, which is the Zelda 4 Swords Anniversary Edition. It's not a very long game, but I mean it's something that I might be able to do on this channel. I mean, once I have a capture card. So I mean, but yeah, like it's just something that I'm gonna try and work on. So I really don't know what else to say. Anyways, we're probably, basically out of time, I guess. So what we're going to be doing in the next episode is making our way to Black City, and yeah, that's about it. So if you haven't already, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and until next time, this is the PokeGamer, signing out.